Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Why so less students join the class? What happened? Am I audible?
Ma'am,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Yes, tell me.
मैम कम ही बच्चे आने वाले हैं आज.
क्यों? Because of Diwali?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, because only
मैम मेरे दोस्तों
15
के कॉलेज में तो एक हफ्ते की छुट्टी भी दे दी गई है।
Okay. But in our college, our Diwali vacation will be start from 4 to 7, 4 to 7, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So in last class, we discussed about the Weinstein condition, and I think this topic is not completed. So today we continue of this topic. Okay, this screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we are discussing the Weinstein's conditions. So the Weinstein's give a 3 conditions which we have to follow, and then we can say that the 2 process can execute parallelly. Okay. So which of 3 conditions that? In 3 condition, there is no anti-dependence, no flow dependence, and no output dependence. Okay. So now these 3 statements, first, second, and third. First is I1 intersection I2, O2 is equal to null. It means there is no anti-dependence. Okay. Second one is I2 intersection O1 is equal to null. That is no flow dependence. And third is O1 intersection O2. It means no output dependence. Right? I1 is I and O is what? So I is your input and O is your output. So these 3 conditions have should be null. Then only we can say that the process will be parallelly execute. Suppose we are taking an example, or we want to execute a 5 process, and we take example one by one. Okay, so first we take the 2 process, and these 2 process we can check one by one all these 3 dependencies, and if one of them will be fail or true, that means this process will not be parallelly execute. Okay, and if all 3 conditions are true, this means no flow dependence, no anti dependence, and no output dependence. That means this process will be parallelly executed. Okay, so we are taking one example and we discuss one by one. Okay, so we solving this example in last class. Okay, so what is the question? So question is that we have to detect a parallelism in a program which is given using the Weinstein condition. Okay, so suppose this is a 5 process P1 to P5. Okay, and in this 5 process we have to check the possibilities, how many possible combinations are possible to execute the process parallelly. Okay, so now I am sharing a whiteboard. Okay, this whiteboard is visible now. I'm writing example here also.
Yes.
Suppose just okay. So this is the process P1, process P2, process P3, process P4, and process P5. Okay, so in first step, what we have to do in from the 5 process, first we write the statement in a process column, and then input column we write the input from the programs and write the output in the output column. So your question is that process P1 contains C is equal to D cross E, and M is equal to G plus C, and A is equal to B plus C, and C is equal to L plus M, and F is equal to G divided by E. Okay, so step 1 में हम क्या करेंगे? यहाँ पर हम first we have to write statement, then input, and then output. So what we can write in a statement? So we have a 5 process, so we write this 5 process in a statement column: P1, P2, P3, P4, and P5. And what is the input for process P1? D and E is your input, and output is what? C. Process P2, G and C is your input, and M is your output. Process 3, B and C is your input, and A is your output. Process P4, L and M is your input, and C is your output. And process P5, G and E is your input, and F is your output. ओके, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट में हम ये क्या करेंगे, एक टेबल बनाएंगे. व्हाई वी आर मेकिंग दिस टेबल, बिकॉज वी कैन चेक flow depend all three dependencies from this table one by one. Okay, so in second step, step 2 में हम क्या करेंगे, we are checking one by one process. Okay, so we check from process starting from process P1. So we can check process P1 to P2, P1 to P3, P1 to P4, and P1 to P5. Then P2 to P3, P2 to P4, P2 to P5. Then P3, P4, P3, P5, and last one is your P4, P5. So what is how many combinations are possible? So we have a 5 process. Okay, this is our 5 process. Okay, and how many conditions are possible? So we are executing 2 process at a time. So that's why we are writing here 2, 5, 3, 2, it means 10. Okay, so in this example 10 possible combinations are possible. Okay, because 5 processes are there and at a time we are checking 2 process. Okay, so we are starting from process P1. And what we have to check? We have to check I1 intersection O2 is equal to null. First one is, second one is your I2 intersection O1 is equal to null. Sorry, is equal to, not equal to, is equal to. And third one is O1 intersection O2 is equal to null. Okay. सो जितनी भी हमारी प्रोसेसेस हैं हमें उनमें यही चेक करना है कि ये जो हमारी हमारी डिपेंडेंसीज हैं वो प्रेजेंट नहीं होना चाहिए. इफ एनी वन ऑफ देम इज प्रेजेंट इन द स्टेटमेंट, suppose if 2 processes are parallel executed and 1 process are not parallelly executed. So if one condition is not fulfilled, then we can say that this process is not parallelly executed. Okay, how? So we are taking P1 and P2. Okay, एक मैं आपको डिटेल में बता रही हूँ, बाकी हम टेबल को देखकर हम उसको चेक करेंगे. ओके, प्रोसेस P1 and प्रोसेस P2. Okay, so this is our table, this is our process P1 and this is our process P2. ठीक है, so हमें 3 conditions check करना है. First statement, first output, input of first statement and output of second statement. Okay, this is our first statement, this is our second statement, this is our input and output. Is there any intersection is present? ठीक है, D, E and M. ठीक है, सो डी ई और एम में अगर हम देखेंगे तो हमारा क्या होगा, नल मिल रहे हैं. कैसे मिल रहे हैं? ठीक है, एंड सेकेंडली जी सी एंड सी, सो सी इज कॉमन. ठीक है, एंड सी एंड एम नथिंग इज कॉमन. ओके, सो प्रोसेस P1 के लिए हमने क्या चेक किया? सबसे पहले देखा हम लोगों ने DE इंटरसेक्शन C किया हमने, सॉरी DE इंटरसेक्शन हम M करेंगे. So nothing is common, so we can say this is equal to null. In second statement, what is our second statement? In our second statement, for output statement is 1 C, GC, GC, and here is C. So C is a common. So this is not null. So this is maybe this is parallelly possible. Okay. Sorry, this is there is no anti-dependence, but here is flow dependence is possible. Secondly, we check output of second statement and output of first statement is equal to or not. So output is what? C and E. C and M. C intersection M. So both are in both statement, nothing is common. So we can say that 5. Okay. So in P1, P2 process, no anti-dependence, no output dependence, but flow dependence is present. Okay, so we can say that P1 is not parallel to P2. Wait. This is clear to all? How process P1 is not
Yes.
parallel to P2? Okay. So in now, next we are checking for process P1 and P3. So we can check directly from the table. There is no need to write three statement every time, the three dependence every time. We're just checking from the table. Okay. So P2 or P1 and P3. Okay. So first we have to check I1, that is DE, and O3 is A, is so DE and A. So nothing is common. So we can say that this is no anti-dependence. Okay. Second, P1 and P3, VC and C. So C is common, so flow dependence is present, and C and A is no output dependence. But our in our three conditions, one condition is true and two conditions is true and one condition is false. So P1 and P3 is not parallel. ठीक है, P1 and P3 हमारी parallel क्यों नहीं है? So just because of flow dependence. Why? BC intersection C. So we are getting C, and this is not equal to null. ठीक है? That's why P1 is not parallel to P3. Okay. Now next we are checking for process P1 and P4. P1 and P4. This is a process P1 and P4. So DE and C, nothing is possible. L, M and C, nothing is possible. C and C. So here is the output dependence is present. C and C, both are equal, and it generates the same output, C and C. So P1 and P4 is also not parallel. क्यों parallel नहीं है? So our output of 1 intersection of output of 4, it means C, both output are same and it generates a C output is not equal to null. That's why process P1 is not equal to, not parallel to process P4. Okay. Now next is process P1 and P5. P1 and P5, D, E and F, nothing is common. D, E and C, nothing is common. C and F, nothing is common. So here in statement P and P1 and P5, nothing is common. So we can say that no flow dependence, no anti-dependence, and no output dependence is present. So simply process P1 and P5 can execute parallelly. Okay, so it fulfills three conditions. ठीक है, right? DE intersection F is not equal to null. Secondly, I2 intersection O1, that is GE intersection C is also null. And third, O1 intersection O2, that means C intersection F is also null. That's why we can say that process P1 parallel to P5. ठीक है, so देखिए P1 to P5 हमने सारे statements को check किया and we are getting only one process, that is P1 and P5 can execute parallelly. Okay, so this is clear to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in third step, we are checking for process from process P2. Okay. So P1 to P5 is completed. Now start from P2 to P5. So first we have to check P2 to P3. Okay. So G, C and A, nothing is common. B, C and M, nothing is common. M and A, nothing is common. So it okay. So it fulfills all three conditions. So we can say that this process P2 parallel to P3. Okay. So that means no flow dependence, no output dependence, and no anti-dependence is present. So this process can execute parallelly. And next is process P2 and P4. P2 and P4. So the G, C and C. C is common, L, M and M. M is also common, M and C, nothing is common. So in this statement, flow dependence is present, anti-dependence is present, but output dependence is not present. So simply this process cannot execute parallelly. So we can write here process P2 is not parallel to P4. Why? Because I2 intersection O4 is not equal to null. Okay. Next, for process P2 and P5. P2 and P5. So G, C and F, none is common. G, E and M, none is common. M and F, none is common. So it also follows the conditions. So all the conditions are true. So we simply say that this process can execute parallelly. Okay. Process P2 parallel to P5. Okay. Now process P2 to P5 is also completed. P2 to P5 is also completed, and we get two processes can execute parallelly. P2, P4 and P2, P2, P5 can execute parallel, and P2, P3, right? Now, next step, we are starting from checking P3 to P5, P3, P4 and P4, P5. So P3, P4, B, C and C, C is common, L, M, nothing is common, A and C, nothing is common. But in three conditions, one condition is true. Sorry, one condition is false. So we simply said P3, P4 is not equal, not parallel to each other, and they cannot execute parallelly. Process P3 and P4. So this process P3 is not parallel to P4. The next is process P3 and process P5. P3 and P5, B, C and F, nothing is common. G, E and A, nothing is common. A and F, nothing is common. So this process P3 and P5 can execute parallelly because there is no, so all the conditions are true. So this is parallel to each other, or they can execute parallelly. P3 parallel to P5. In next step, we are checking from process P2 and P5. ठीक है, P3 P4 हो गया, P3 P5 हो गया, लास्ट हमारा बचा है P4 and P5. So L, M and F, nothing is common. G, E, C, nothing is common. C and F, nothing is common. So process P4 and P5 is also parallel to each other, or they can execute parallelly. So process P4 parallel to P5. ठीक है, अब simply we can write all the combinations which we get, they can execute parallelly. So first हमें क्या मिला था? That is process P1
and P5.
P1 and P5. Second, we get
P2 and P3.
P2 and P3.
P3. P2 and
P3,
P5.
P2 and P2 and P5.
P3 and P5.
P3 and P5.
P4 and P5.
P4 and P5. Okay. So we get 5 combinations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in next state, what we will do, this 5 pair can execute in a parallelly if there are no resource conflict. ठीक है. So ये जो 5 process है हमारी वो parallelly execute कर सकते हैं अगर इनमें कोई resource dependence ना हो. So what we will do in from this 5 state or 5 conditions, ठीक है, we are making one order. ठीक है. How we can make one order? So here you can say that this process P2, P3 and this process P3 and P5. Process P2 to P3 and process P3 parallel to P5. So we can say that process P2 parallel to P3 and P3 is parallel to P5. ठीक है. Process P2, P3 and P3, P5. Okay. So हम लोगों ने एक प्रॉपर्टी पढ़ी थी, राइट. स्टार्टिंग में मैंने बताया था अपनों की कुछ एसोसिएटिव आइडेंटिटी और ये सब जो प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं वो हमारी यहाँ पर फॉलोज होती हैं. So process P2 and P3, if process P2, P3 and P3, P5 is executed parallelly, so we can say that process P2, P3 and P5, all 3 process can parallelly execute. Okay. And so this is one combination. So simply P1 parallel to P5, P2 parallel to P3, parallel to P5, and last we get P4 parallel to P5. Okay. So using these statements, or using this order, we can make a resource resource dependence graph. Or in resource dependence graph we can we was making a diagram in which instructions are executed sequentially or parallelly, right. हम लोगों ने एक डायग्राम बनाया था जिसमें सीक्वेंशियल और पैरेलल बताया था एग्जीक्यूशन. सो sequential take 5 steps to execute and parallel it will take 3 steps in same example. ठीक है. सेम एग्जांपल हमने सॉल्व किया था रिसोर्स एंड डेटा डिपेंडेंस के लिए, वहां पर हम लोगों ने 2 डायग्राम बनाए थे सीक्वेंशियल एंड पैरेलल के लिए. ठीक है. तो वहां पर हमने बताया था कि जो हमारी प्रोसेस थी P2, P3, P5, ठीक है, प्रोग्राम जो थे वो हम लोगों ने उनको एग्जीक्यूट करवाया था पैरेलली, बिकॉज जो हमारा एडिशन था उसको हम लोगों ने क्या किया था, ब्रेक किया था एडिशन 1, 2 and 3 में. ठीक है. तो सेम थिंग इज फॉलो in question. So why we are breaking this addition program in a multiple in addition instruction? So because this process P2, P3 and P5 are parallelly executed, so that's why we can break this addition in a 3 addition instruction. Okay. So let me explain. This is our D cross E. D cross E. This is our first input and this is our first program is P1 D cross E and output is C. This output will give in a 3 instructions. Okay. Process P2, process P3 and process P5. Okay. These 3 processes are executed parallelly. So addition 1, addition 2 and here division. Okay. So G plus C gives M. Next is B plus C gives A, and here sorry ये आपका नहीं होगा, ये आपका सेपरेट होगा, ये सिर्फ यहाँ तक होगा आपका. So we give E and G and it gives F. ठीक है, and L plus M is I3 and it gives C and that is your program P4. okay, so ये हमारे 5 स्टेटमेंट्स थे जिनसे हम लोगों ने ये हमारा पैरेलल एग्जीक्यूशन वाला जो पार्ट था जिसमें हमने बताया था कि मल्टीपल इंस्ट्रक्शन कैन एग्जीक्यूट पैरेलली. सो using this statement we are making this diagram and shows that process P2, P3 and process P5 can execute parallelly and we are getting the we detect the parallelism in this process. ठीक है, using Weinstein condition. सो ये क्लियर है सभी को वेनस्टाइन कंडीशन से हम एग्जांपल को कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे एंड कैसे हम शो करेंगे कि कौन कौन सी प्रोसेसेस हमारी एग्जीक्यूट हो सकती हैं पैरेलली.
Yes, ma'am.
क्लियर है सभी को?
Yes, ma'am.
बिकॉज इससे क्वेश्चंस अगर आते हैं तो वेनस्टाइन कंडीशन में आपको कंडीशंस जो 3 कंडीशंस हैं वो बताना है एंड एग्जांपल लेकर आपको एग्जांपल सॉल्व करके बताना है एंड ये डायग्राम के थ्रू बताना है कि अगर आपकी जो प्रोसेसेस जो आपको मिल रही हैं जो पैरेलली एग्जीक्यूट हो रही हैं तो वो कैसे पैरेलली एग्जीक्यूट हो रही हैं. ठीक है, तो हमें वो डिटेक्ट करके यहाँ पे शो करना है. ठीक है, दिस इज अ इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक ऑफ दिस मॉड्यूल, वेनस्टाइन कंडीशन. Okay. Now next topic is hardware and software parallelism. Hardware and software parallelism. Okay. So first we know that what is parallelism. What is parallelism? क्या होता है पैरालिज्म, किसी को पता है? We are discussing from the this modules class 1 what is parallelism, parallelism conditions.
मैम जब कोई 2 या 2 से ज्यादा प्रोसेस आपको इंडिपेंडेंटली वर्क कर सके एक ही इंस्टेंस पे.
Okay, it means performing more than one task at a time. Okay, so we can so in this condition we can say that this is a parallelism. Okay, so for the implementation of parallelism we are required a special hardware and software support is needed or required. Okay, so if we are using a hardware or a machine, so we call that this is a hardware parallelism, and if we are using a software, so this is called a software parallelism. So we discussed hardware and software parallelism in a detail, separate, like hardware parallelism in detail and then software parallelism in detail. Okay. So first we discuss hardware parallelism. This is also important topic, hardware and software parallelism. Okay, so what is hardware parallelism? So basically this hardware parallelism is defined by machine architecture and hardware multiplicity. So we are using a machines or a hardware for detecting the parallelism. So that's why this is called hardware parallelism. Hardware parallelism basically is a function of cost and performance trade-offs. Okay, so if we are using a multiple hardware and multiple machines and if we want to better performance of a system, so if we using a multiple or a high equipped machines, so it also affect on the cost of the system also. Okay, so because we are using a high equipped machine, so it will also very costly. So if we use this, so it will also affect the performance or a cost of the system. Okay, so it display basically the resource utilization patterns and of simultaneously executable operations. Okay, so what it will show? Resource utilization pattern, first one of simultaneously executable operations. It also indicates the peak performance of the processor's resources. Okay, सो बेसिकली क्या इंडिकेट करता है, जो हमारे पीक परफॉर्मेंस होती हैं प्रोसेसर्स की, जो रिसोर्सेस हैं उनकी जो पीक परफॉर्मेंस है वो भी इंडिकेट करता है, एंड इट कैन बी कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय द नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन दैट कैन बी इशूड पर मशीन साइकिल्स। ठीक है, तो जो हमारे नंबर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस हैं जो हम इशू कर रहे हैं पर मशीन साइकिल्स के लिए, उनको भी कैरेक्टराइज करता है। ठीक है, सो इफ दिस कन्वेंशनल प्रोसेसर्स आर वन issues machine। ठीक है, अब जब हम if we are studying a processor, तो we are studying a conventional processors and other type of processor also. So in conventional processor it issues one issues machine। ठीक है, conventional processor are one issues machine, and in modern processor 2 or more instruction can be issued per machine cycles। ठीक है, तो conventional में क्या होगा, हमारा one issue हमारा machine होगा, एंड जो हमारे मॉडर्न प्रोसेसर्स होते हैं वो क्या होंगे, उससे 2 और मोर इंस्ट्रक्शन कैन बी इशूड पर मशीन साइकिल। जो भी मेरी मशीन साइकिल है उसके लिए हम 2 या 2 से मोर देन 2 इंस्ट्रक्शंस को हम इशूज कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो अब so in a machine we can with n, or we can say that k issues processor should be able to handle a maximum and threaded simultaneously। ठीक है, सो n नंबर ऑफ जो हमारे इश्यूज हैं उनको भी हम क्या कर सकते हैं, यहाँ पर शेयर इशू कर सकते हैं पर मशीन साइकिल्स के लिए। Okay, so this is your hardware parallelism। Okay, so basically it is defined by the machine architecture and hardware multiplicity। Okay, and this is a function of basically cost and performance trade-off। Okay, an example क्या होगा आपका, Intel i960CA is the 3-issue processor with machine arithmetic, 1 memory access and 1 branch instruction issues per cycle। ठीक है, so we are discussing we say that conventional machine or conventional process issues 1 issue machine, modern processor are 2 or more than 2 instruction can be issued per machine cycle। So this is Intel i960CA is a 3-issue processor with 1 for arithmetic, 1 for memory access and 1 for branch instruction issues per cycle। Okay, so like IBM RISC and system 6000 is a 4-issue processor। ठीक है, so 1 for arithmetic, 1 for memory access, 1 for floating point and 1 for branch operation per cycle। So if we are using a different processors, and the different processor can issues of more than one machine machine per cycles। Okay, so this is about software parallelism।